say games are played on the field and not on paper, and that's a good thing. Because if this one were played on paper, it might get ugly, but you never know what's going to happen. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see a team looking for its first win, the Stanford Cardinals, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Stanford about to tee it up to get this one going. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Grant behind the line. It's Prescott. This is the kind of run that falls in the category of sanctioned violence as he's up to the 31. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping him up, getting him on the ground, take away that run game, make him one-dimensional, put him in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Off play action. Finds the tight end. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
I know it's something we take for granted, guys, but the Q did a great job there with the play-action fake. He really took his time and sold it. And that's what froze the linebackers in the second level of the defense to help make that completion a whole lot easier.
And the Vols are marching down the field. Wants to go up top on first down. Complete. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator because on the first down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on 3rd down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
Complete on 3rd down. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and hundreds. And
breaks into the open. Brings him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a first down for this offense.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Powers forward, but stopped after a pickup of 2 to the 24.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They're there to stop him at the 21 after a pickup of 2.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Shotgun snap on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
You know, on a 3rd and short like that, you just have to have great chemistry between the quarterback and his receiver. They just couldn't get on the same page. Now it sets up 4th down.
This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's got it. 1st down and more. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going.
He's going for the goal line. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown ball.
How about the start from this offense? What a drive. Just when they needed a 3rd down conversion, they got it. They put.
Oh, they blocked the extra point. Now he can return this. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll try the run. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Grabbed behind the line. It's Parrish. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Now on offense, you're trying to get your running back involved here in the passing game, and obviously no success on that play. Defense seemed like they were aware of it, and all of a sudden you set yourself up in a tough position here on 3rd.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Cardinal will have to boot it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Feels to punt and try to pick up some yards. He gets a block. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They'll keep it on the ground. Inside the 40. They finally rustle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
Watching this Tennessee running back, man, he just runs with so much purpose, and it reminds me of guys that I used to play against, Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry, 2 great ball running backs that used to really test the physicality of our Gator defenses in some of those great games we had back in the late 90s. This dude right here, man, he just wears you down every single carry.
That's caught. It's Prescott.
And that's why this QB's speed is such an asset. He can use it to his advantage, buy himself time to make a nice throw down the field.
The Vols in a good spot here with second and short. They'll keep it on the ground. Finding an escape route. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
And a great job by the offensive line. You're going to run the ball right at the middle. You better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big gain.
Can't get him to the ground. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and we'll get ready to change sides for the second quarter. We've come to the end of the period, and Tennessee leads it. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Second down coming up. Trying play action. Firing to the right, complete. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
This defense has got to be better in coverage. You want to get off the field, you got to keep defending. You got to do something to make the offense feel uncomfortable. So far, way too easy for this offense.
And the Volunteers trying to cash it in on first and goal. Trying to run it in. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Tries again to get it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through...
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. The 30. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man. They've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after the catch, they're really good. You got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
The Cardinal increasing the degree of difficulty after that last play. It's second and long. They'll run play action. Quick completion on the out route. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
This defense has only first half. They've given up some yards on this drive. Big third down coming. You've built a little bit of a lead. Try to force the field goal. Don't give up the big play here, and you've had a great first half.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Bend don't break by the defense, right? They've allowed a lot of big plays, but here in the red zone, great job in coverage on that third down. And now the offense is in an interesting situation.
Absolutely perfect. That gets them back to within 10.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
Runs through a tackle. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
The Volunteers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Off the play fake. Steps away. Got out of trouble and throws. Makes the catch. It's Butler. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good gain there.
Well, another catch by the big fella. And, hey, this defense now in the second level, they've got to understand that they're going to see some play action. They can't keep biting on the fake. It's not easy to do. You've got to be aware of the tight end and his release. As soon as you see him get upfield, right now you know it's pass. So don't even worry about the fake. Get your eyes focused and find the big fella to go make a tackle or make a play on the ball.
And you kind of thought in that situation QB might keep it, but makes the right read. Gets it to the pitch man, and what does he do? Gets downhill. Get downhill and get that first down. New set of downs. Nice execution on the option by this offense.
To the air on first down. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. Finds a crease at the 20. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Volunteers! These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17.
Defense has got to do a better job of corralling this wide receiver. They've got to know where he lines up each and every play. And then once he has the ball, they have to play with a sense of urgency and get hats to the football. He's just way too dangerous in the open field.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They go to the ground. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. Stanford with a lot of options here on 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Release to the back. Grab near the marker. It's Smith. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
Could that be the play that finally wakes them up? Just not a lot of good going on offensively here in this first half. They've only got 3 points to show for their efforts. They haven't been throwing it a lot, but they took a shot there. They got a chunk play. Now they're in a position. They need to score a touchdown here before the half is over.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? To the ground with the back. Turning it on. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. Wants to throw on first down. He's got it. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there.
Well, and you're seeing the balance this offense has and how they can create explosive plays in a variety of ways. We just saw one come in the run game, and now you see one coming in the passing game. I'll tell you, they've got this defense on their heels.
And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. Got it set up on the outside. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Stanford!
We needed that. They needed to punch the ball in the end zone. They needed to cut this to a 2-score game, and they needed some positive momentum. Something going well, something to point to at half to say, guys, we got a chance. That drive, they put it together. Nice job by this offense.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Got it in the middle. It's Prescott. And he picks up a first down. That is not a flag on the play. It's just lingerie on the deck after that move. Looking downfield on first down.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out on the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
Back to throw, time running short in the half. Grab near the marker. It's Prescott. They'll immediately call timeout.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
And the Vols getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Bringing the heat. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
And that was a big objective for this defense coming into the game. Talking to coaches, we want to keep him in the pocket. We don't want him to use his wheels. He's fast. He's elusive, can make big plays. Nice job by the defense keeping him in the pocket and getting the sack.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires it down the seam. He caught it. Touchdown, Tennessee. He got a step and just dusted the field.
Now, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. Off the play fake on first down. Pressure coming. They get to him as he throws.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Looking deep down the right side. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Vols will boot it away to start the second half. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive. One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too. Man, this is an unbelievable start for this defender in this game, guy. That's already his second PD in this game. Playing with his eyes, he's breaking on the ball. You just can't start a game any better.
This offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Fires to the right. Got his man downfield. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. On the move, it's Parrish. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
The play action fake. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
And a nice grab there. Big pickup down to the 35-yard line.
Really nice job by the quarterback understanding I needed to throw this ball hard. Like, I got to fit it in there tight. And a nice job by the wide receiver wearing it, because he really didn't have a choice, because he was going to wear that one regardless.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock it down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after him.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Throws to the wideout. On target over the middle. And they get him down.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those first downs, get those big chunks.
Moves around to clear up the vision. He'll throw it. With the catch, it's Smith. He'll go out of bounds right at the 23-yard line.
Obviously, great job picking up the first down there through the air, but you're trailing by a lot of points now, and you're in that area of the field where you should take a shot. If I was the offensive coordinator, I'd be thinking about throwing this next one into the end zone and trying to cut into the lead.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. It's complete to the left. He is pushed out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got the tight end. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And that's a great example of this quarterback having intense confidence in his own arm talent. That was not an easy window to throw into, but he had the ability, and he knew it.
And they'll get him on the ground at the 3-yard line. operating in the red zone here on second down. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. Trying to barrel in. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be first and goal from the 1. The Cardinal, once feeling the shadow of that goal post, now have moved it out and putting a drive together. They'll try to slam it in. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? Tries again to get it in. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
If this offense wants to stay in this game, they have to punch it in on this drive. It's third and goal. He'll keep it himself. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Cardinal!
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
Stanford, 17.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. Running back searching for a hole. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
Well, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that.
There he goes. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Leaves it with the back. Running into the open space. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28.
And that's the challenge for this defense, man. It starts to get later in the ball game. That clock is not your friend. You're losing the football game. They got to meet the physical challenge of this run game.
And the Volunteers are on the move. They'll ride the hot hand. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
Makes the grab. He thought he might turn that into a score, but the defense able to wrestle him down short. They'll stop him at the 3. And if they can find the end zone here, that might be all she wrote. 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown ball. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And it's going to be hard for this offense, man. They've struggled to pass the football down the field, to make these explosive plays, and now, huge deficit. Got to make them. Got to find a way to push the ball down the field to create some explosive plays if you want a chance to get back in this football game.
Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
Hey, down in the 4th quarter, you better have a dude at the quarterback spot. They do, and they're going to trust him, and he's going to have to continue to deliver like this, making plays down the field, protecting the football, but we know he has the ability. Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer, you could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now is because the defense, they've got the lead big. They're just playing a little bit more zone, a little bit more prevent. They're fine letting this offense just chip down the field, but they're wasting time off the clock.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Throws to the tight end. Got him downfield. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Oh, he's got some space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down.
A huge game. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and had a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
Well, this defense has just had this QB's number all game long. We're here in the 4th quarter, and still, he's not able to set up in the pocket. He gets flushed to the outside, nothing open, and it's an incompletion.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Gets rid of it. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. What a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And the defense is good with that. Get pressure on the quarterback. Get him outside the pocket. You know it's a passing situation. Play half the field now. This defense is in a good spot, and you can tell they're ready to rush this quarterback.
He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. How valuable is a tight end in the red area? Now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
I love it. Find the big fella down in the red area. Big target, works the middle of the field, easier throws. Nice job by this offense, keeping it very simple.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back, it's 2nd and goal from the 4. Back to pass. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Stanford! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
One of the areas they really focused on in this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. The clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. The give as they work on that clock. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Big 3rd down play here. If they get a stop, you'll see an immediate timeout. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. Still on his feet at the 45. There he goes to the left. Just what they were looking for. A huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Give to the running back. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
It's great awareness by the running back, understanding where the 1st down marker is and doing whatever it takes to get it.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready, getting the W.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.